Okay, now we are coming to the new type of microorganisms causing disease, protozoan diseases. Now, protozoans are unicellular animals. Bacteria are belonging to plants. Viruses are subcellular microorganism, ultra microscopic organism. They don't belong to there is plant kingdom or animal kingdom. They are common. But here protozoans are animals, unicellular microscopic organisms like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, so many things are there. Not all protozoans, some protozoans are parasites. They are entering into our body and they are causing diseases. So such diseases we can call as protozoan diseases. There are 15 different types of genera of protozoans which are causing diseases. But we are not going to study all the 15 types, only a few types we are going to study. So 15 different types of genera of protozoans are causing the diseases. Now the first disease we are going to study, it is called amoebiosis. Okay, it is called amoebiosis. Amoebiosis is also called amoebic dysentery. Already we have studied what is dysentery. It is a loose motion with mucus or blood. The dysentery is caused by protozoan parasite called amoeba, one type of amoeba, that is called amoebic dysentery. Now we will take, it is caused by, amoebiosis is caused by one type of amoeba. It is called Entamoeba histolytica. Okay, it is a full name, zoological name. Entamoeba is a genus name, histolytica species name, Entamoeba histolytica. These pathogens, that means what? Entamoeba histolytica pathogens are transmitted by housefly. How these virus, there is bacteria, how these protozoans are entering into our body? Through housefly. So the housefly is the vector. Then they are settling in the large intestine. Okay, they are entering into our body. Okay, and they are going to the stomach, small intestine. Finally, they are settling in the large intestine. And they feed on food particles in the large intestine. Some of our food particles will be there. They feed on that. Then they are eating the internal wall cells, intestinal wall cells. The intestine, in large intestine, when they are living inside, they are eating the cells of the intestinal wall. That is eating the wall cells. And what are the bacteria are present in the large intestine? They are eating. Then we are surprising where these bacteria are coming. Actually, in our large intestine, there are certain beneficial bacteria. They are not causing any problem for us. They are helping us. They are present in the large intestine. They are commonly called E. coli bacteria. They are called E. coli bacteria. They are helping because when we are taking the food, in the plant food, cellulose is present. Actually, our body cannot digest the cellulose. But these bacteria are digesting the cellulose. One part of it they are taking as a food. The remaining cellulose, digested cellulose is given to our body. So we are benefited. So they are beneficial bacteria. They are eating the beneficial bacteria. That is the meaning for this. Then the next one is infective stage. Okay, what is the name of the infective stage? What type of a stage? Because whenever the protozoan parasites are there, they have different stages. Okay, early stage, middle stage, later stage, like that. So the infective stage, the structure of the infective stage of the pathogen is trophozoite. Sometime in objective they will ask about it. What is the stage of the infection of Entamoeba histolytica? It is a trophozoite. It is a stage. It is one particular condition. Now this infective stage, trophozoites, penetrate the wall of the large intestine. They are penetrating in the wall. They are eating the cells. They are damaging the wall of the intestine and they are entering into, they are penetrating the wall of the large intestine and secrete histolytic enzyme. One type of enzyme called histolytic enzyme. Now what is this enzyme? We know there are some chemicals which are useful for digestion. Now they are producing one enzyme. Name of the enzyme is histolytic because these enzymes are spoiling our tissues. Histolytic enzymes means the enzymes spoiling the tissues and cause ulceration. Ulcer in the large intestine, on the walls of the large intestine. Ulcer will be formed. So severe pain will be there. Very, very severe pain. The last symptoms are bleeding in the large intestine. The wall of the large intestine is damaged. Cells are eaten away. Tissues are damaged. So blood will come out. That is called bleeding in the large intestine. Abdominal pain because of damage. Severe pain will be there. The stools with mucus or blood. That is the dysentery we are calling. Stools means undigested food with mucus will be there, white jelly-like substance, or blood will be there. That is called a dysentery. That is only we are calling it as amoebic dysentery. Now these are the. Now this is the structure of the amoeba. Actually, normally amoeba means it is a living in water, it is a changing the shape then and there, like that we have studied. But this is something peculiar. It is there in that, but it won't change the shape very often. Very rarely it is slightly changing the shape. Now it is having all other features of the amoeba. So that we are calling it as entamoeba. Because they are entering into the enteric. Enteric means intestine. That is called the entamoeba histolytica. This is the first disease, amoebiasis. Now the second protozoan disease we are going to study, African sleeping sickness. Already in the introduction we have studied. Sleeping sickness means it is coma. Okay, unconsciousness. It is the person is permanently unconscious. That is called a sleeping sickness. African means first individual with the symptoms was identified in Africa. So we are calling it as African sleeping sickness. It is caused by protozoan parasite. Now pathogen causing this disease is trypanosoma, name of the thing. This is called a trypanosoma. It will be like this, but in the picture it is very bigger, but it is microscopic unicellular organism. It is a trypanosoma. Now the pathogens are transmitted by, how they are transmitted from one person to another. Actually this disease is not very common in India. It is very common in African countries. Now how it is transmitted? By tsetse fly. See the spelling, T-S-E-T-S-E, tsetse. Now the first T is a silence, so tsetse fly. We have to pronounce it like this. What is the meaning of tsetse fly? What type of insect it is? It is blood sucking fly. It can suck the blood of a human for other animals, from the other animals everywhere. That is called a blood sucking fly. Now three types of pathogens. That means what? Three types of trypanosoma are present causing the sleeping sickness. What are they? We have to see. Now first one is Trypanosoma gambians. T for trypanosoma. Here already the name is there. So trypanosoma gambians. This is the genus name. Trypanosoma gambians, a species name. Now trypanosoma gambians, it is transmitted by one type of tsetse fly. It is called Glossina palpalis. Okay, see the spelling, palpalis, but we have to pronounce it as papalis. Glossina papalis is the first one, causing Central African sleeping sickness. Simply the name is given as Central African sleeping sickness. The second type of trypanosoma will be Trypanosoma rhodesians. Trypanosoma rhodesians. Now it is transmitted by Glossina marsitan. Name of the tsetse fly will be Glossina, the same way. Glossina, instead of papalis, we have to say marsitan. Now it is causing Eastern African sleeping sickness. And the third one is Trypanosoma cruzi. Trypanosoma cruzi. It is transmitted by Triatoma. It is entirely different type of tsetse fly. Triatoma megista. Name of the tsetse fly. Triatoma. It is causing a disease, Chagas disease. Chagas. It is also called American trypanosomiasis. American. That means the disease is spreading from Africa to America and caused. That is called American trypanosomiasis. Now these are the three type of trypanosoma causing three different type of diseases. That is African sleeping sickness. Now we are coming to the next one. The third protozoan disease. It is Kala Azar. Now the Kala Azar is caused by a type of protozoan parasite. It is called Leishmania donovani. Now see that protozoan parasite. It is Leishmania donovani. It is the name of that is a protozoan parasite. It is transmitted by the bite of one type of insect called a sandfly. Normally the sandfly will be present more in number in the wet soil. Wherever the wet soil is there, soil is very wet, like garden, field and all, this the insect will be there, sandfly. Plebostome, we can say shortly, plebostome. Now that is actually the sandfly. By biting that, these are all transmitted, infecting the endothelium. Whenever these protozoan parasites are entering into our body, they are infecting the endothelium. First we have to know what is endothelium. Now we have outer surface of the body that is covered by epithelium. Epi means outer. Now inside the body so many organs are present like a stomach, intestine, liver, okay, pancreas, heart, blood vessels, so many organs are present. Each organ is having inner lining layer that is called endothelium. Each internal organ is having inner one layer of a cells, protective layer that is called endothelium. They are attacking the endothelium. They are attacking the bone marrow. What is that bone marrow we have to see? In our large bones, like the bones of a hand, bones of legs, bones of ribs, everywhere if you take, inside the bone there is a cavity. Okay, inside each bone there is a big cavity. The cavity is filled with a soft tissue, very, very soft tissue. The soft tissue is called the bone marrow. So the bone marrow is affected. Liver is an important organ, it is affected. Then lymph glands, otherwise called the lymph nodes, both are same. So the lymph glands will be affected, and the blood vessels, whether they are arteries or veins, all the blood vessels will be affected. The blood vessels of spleen. Now the spleen is a pad of tissue attached at the bottom of the stomach. Okay, it is not liver, it is not a pancreas. The stomach is there, at the bottom of the stomach a pad of tissue is attached, it is called a spleen, one gland. In the spleen the blood vessels are affected. Then what are the symptoms we have to see? The symptoms are weight loss, the body weight loss will be there, drastic decrease of body weight. Then anemia, okay, anemia means loss of RBC, less number of RBC. Now in the lower classes you might have studied, in every cubic millimeter of blood 5 million cells must be there, RBCs must be there. But if it is a very, very less, then it is called anemia. Okay, maybe 3 million, 3.2 million, 2.8 million, like that, less number of RBCs will be there. That is called anemia. So anemia means less number of RBC. Fever. And last one, enlargement of spleen, because the blood vessels are affected. So the spleen will be swollen and the liver will also be swollen. Now that is called the enlargement of spleen and the liver. Now these are all the symptoms for that so-called Azar. Now we are coming to the next disease, protozoan disease. It is malaria. It is very familiar name. Majority of the people of India are affected by malaria. So malaria is a type of fever. Now how this malarial fever is caused, we have to see. It is caused by 4 types of plasmodium. Now the plasmodium is a protozoan parasite, unicellular microorganism. It is an animal, unicellular animal. Now what are the 4 different types of plasmodium? You have to see. Now the first one is P for plasmodium. Plasmodium vivax is the first one which is common in India. Second one is plasmodium ovale. Okay, the second one is plasmodium ovale. The third one is plasmodium malariae. Okay, the third one is plasmodium malariae. And the last one is plasmodium falciparum. This is deadly. The fourth one is very deadly. The plasmodium falciparum. Now these are the 4 different types of plasmodium. They are causing malaria. Now the life cycle. Now every living organism, whether they are unicellular or multicellular, whether they are microscopic or macroscopic, they have their own life cycle. How they are born, how they are ending the life. That is called a life cycle. Now the life cycle includes, okay, 2 hosts. Okay, one host is man. He is called a secondary host, and the female Anopheles mosquito, the second host, it is actually called a primary host. So when it is undergoing multiplication, it is entering into 2 individuals. One is a human as a secondary host and a mosquito as a first primary host. Okay, now we are coming to the next one, the matured condition of parasite. Now the parasite is well matured, but they are present in our body. Of the parasite in RBC of man, they are present in the RBC. They are only, it is maturing very well. The matured condition of parasite in RBC of man is trophozoite. Now the condition is called a trophozoite. Actually in life cycle we are going to study about. Now the female Anopheles mosquito is the vector. Vector means, already told you, an insect which is transmitting the disease, or any animal which is transmitting the disease. Now the mosquito. But we are using the term female Anopheles mosquito. Then what happened to male Anopheles mosquito? Actually male Anopheles mosquito cannot bite human or any other animal. Female Anopheles mosquito is having biting mouth part, so it can bite. Now the second reason, Male Anopheles mosquito is feeding on the nectar present in the flower. Now normally we are calling it is vegetarian mosquito. But the female Anopheles mosquito is always feeding on the blood of human and the blood of vertebrate animals. Okay, so we are calling female Anopheles mosquito is the non-vegetarian line. So the female Anopheles mosquito alone can bite human, so that we are telling that female Anopheles mosquito is the vector. Okay, types of malarial fever. Types of malaria, that means types of malarial fever, we have to see. There are four types of malarial fever. We will take, what are they? The first type of malarial fever, tertian, T-E-R-T-I-A-N, tertian. I will tell why it is called a tertian. Benin tertian, otherwise it is called a Benin tertian. Again the tertian is coming, Benin. Now we are see that spelling for the B-E-N-I-G-N, Benin. Actually, we can pronounce it in another way, benign. We are also calling this as what? Benign tertian malaria or vivax malaria, because it is caused by Plasmodium vivax. Vivax malaria. Any term we can do. Very simply we can say tertian fever, or we can say benign tertian fever or vivax malarial fever. Anyway we can tell. It is caused by Plasmodium vivax. I need not tell because already we have studied. Then duration of erythrocytic cycle. Now we are going to study how it is growing and multiplying in human erythrocyte. Erythrocyte means RBC, that we have to see. It is 48 hours. 48 hours means 2 days completed. After completion of 2 days, the life cycle is over. After that, the third day, it is causing fever. So the tertian 3. Okay, but actually incubation period is some 12 days. But once the multiplication started, after 48 hours, that is after the 2 days, it is causing fever. Third day, it is causing fever. So that we are calling it as tertian. Then what is it? Benign. You say, I said benign or benign. Benign means not causing death. Now this type of malarial fever will never cause any death to the human individual. That is benign, not causing death. Okay, that is the first one. Second one, quartan malaria. Okay, quartan malaria. Quartan means 4. Now you take this, it is caused by Plasmodium malariae. The erythrocytic cycle is completed 72 hours, that is 3 days. After 3 days, 4th day it is causing disease. So that quartan, 4th. Quartan means 4th. Now we are coming to the third one, mild tertian malaria. Mild means it is not very severe. Very, very mild. We can easily bear it. We can go for regular work, nothing like that. No problem at all. That is called mild tertian malaria. It is caused by Plasmodium ovale. Name of the parasite, Plasmodium ovale. Now again, 48 hours of the life cycle in erythrocyte. That means what? Third day it is going to start the fever. So mild tertian. Tertian means third day malaria. Last one, malignant tertian. Tertian, third day. Now malignant, we have to know what is the meaning of malignant. Malignant means causing death. So this tertian malaria is causing death. So we are calling it as malignant tertian or quotidian malaria. Right, we are coming to, it is caused by Plasmodium falciparum. In the introduction I told you, it is a deadly. That's what I told, it is a malignant. Malignant means causing death. Now see that 36 to 48 hours it is taking for life cycle in the erythrocyte. 48 hours means 2 days. Then third day onwards it is causing fever, but it will be severe, person will die. Escaping from this type of malaria is very, very difficult, rarely, maybe 1% or 2%, 98% death will be there. So that is the fourth one, malignant tertian malaria.